We make thousands of decisions every single day, but a lot of the time we're using the wrong tool for the job. Today, we're going to uncover a hidden factor that really separates the good decisions from the bad ones. It's called the temporal dimension. And trust me, understanding this is going to change how you approach every choice you make.
So let me ask you something. Do you approach buying a house the same way you decide what to grab for lunch? Of course not, right? I mean, it sounds so obvious when you put it like that, but here's the thing. We fall into this trap all the time. We apply that quick, gut feel kind of thinking to problems that really demand slow, careful thought. And the reason these decisions are so different isn't just about the money or how complex they are, it's about this hidden dimension that we almost always ignore.
And that hidden dimension? Well, it's time. It's not just about what you decide, but when you get to see the full consequences of that decision. And that one simple idea, just the element of time, it changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so let's put a name to this. We're calling it the temporal dimension. And it's really simple. It's the time gap between making a decision and then actually experiencing the full results of it. Getting your head around that delay is the absolute key to unlocking better decision-making.
This brings us to a huge split, like a fork in the road. It turns out all decisions pretty much fall into one of two buckets. On one side, you've got rapid feedback decisions, where the results are fast and crystal clear. And on the other, you have slow feedback decisions, where the consequences are delayed and, kind of fuzzy. Mastering this distinction is the whole ballgame.
So, let's start in that first world, the world of rapid feedback. I want you to think of this as your personal training ground. This is the world of learning by doing, where you get to practice, mess up, and get better, over and over again, without any catastrophic consequences.
So the key thing to get here is that in this world, feedback is your best friend. You burn a pancake, you know it immediately. The cost is, what, a few cents? You can just try again in 2 minutes. You try a new route to work and get stuck in traffic? Well, lesson learned for tomorrow. In these situations, the feedback loop is super tight, the cost of being wrong is low, and you get plenty of at-bats.
But now we have to move to the other side of the map, the world of slow feedback. And let me tell you, this is the big leagues. This is where choices have long-lasting effects and you really don't get a do-over. This is where you just can't afford to be wrong.
Just think about it. When you choose a career, you won't know if it was the right one for years, maybe even decades. If your retirement plan is flawed, you might not find out until it's way too late. In this world, the feedback loop is stretched way, way out. The cost of a mistake is incredibly high, and sometimes you only get one shot. It's a completely different game.
So if we're playing two completely different games, it means we need two completely different playbooks, right? You wouldn't use the same strategy for chess that you would for checkers. Well, the same thing applies here. You have to match your strategy to the temporal dimension of the decision you're facing. For those rapid feedback decisions, like learning a new skill or perfecting a recipe, the winning strategy is all about action. The source material calls it deliberate practice. It really just means trial and error. You jump in, you make mistakes, you get that instant feedback, you adjust, and you go again. The faster you iterate, the faster you learn.
But, and this is a huge but, for slow feedback decisions, that same approach is just reckless. The playbook is totally different. The goal here, to quote the source, is to get the decision right the first time. So all the real work happens before you act. We're talking deep research, modeling out the possibilities, and learning from the mistakes of other people so you don't have to make them yourself.
And this right here pulls it all together into the ultimate cheat sheet. Just look at the two columns. When the feedback is fast and you can feel it, like learning a skill, your winning strategy is deliberate practice. You learn by doing. But when the feedback is slow and way down the line, like a major life choice, your strategy has to be to get it right the first time. Seriously, just internalizing this one table can save you from a ton of headaches.
Okay, so let's make this practical. I want you to think about your own life right now. Think about your next big decision. How can you apply this powerful mental model, this idea of the temporal dimension, right now? I'm serious, just take a second. What is a slow feedback decision that's coming up for you? A career change? A major investment? Deciding where you're gonna live? Now, ask yourself, and be honest. Have you been treating it like a pancake you can just flip again if it burns? Or are you giving it the careful, upfront diligence it really demands? Because really, that's the big takeaway here. Some decisions are practice runs, but a lot of them, they're not. There are doors you can walk through 100 times, and then there are doors that only open for you once.
The temporal dimension is what helps you know which kind you're standing in front of. And knowing that, well, that makes all the difference.